looks pretty, but it'll be functional, I think.
Once I have the shape of the knife I want, it's so hot I can't hold it, but I can't wait for it to cool down, so I just grab it with a couple of pairs of vice grips and start grinding it. I'm making a full tang knife, and I need to put holes in the tang because if the tang hardens, I'll never be able to get that drill bit through the hole.
15 minutes, bladesmiths!
There we go.
Aaron's in the oil.
He had me really concerned that he wasn't even going to get to this point, and he's come back.
Bert's in. Kevin's in the oil.
I quenched my blade. Things look good to me.
I think Chad's going for the dramatic finish.
Come on, Chad.
Quench, 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 quench.
Here we go. Ooh, they're in the oil.
Oh, my God.
Put it back in
Don't
the
stir
pot.
the oil. Don't stir it. 1 minute, bladesmiths! You have 1 minute remaining. There he goes.
He's in.
Oh, thank goodness.
Stick my blade in the oil, I quench it, I don't hear anything, then I pull my blade out of oil.
Ooh, whammy. Got a pretty severe bend in there.
Some of our smiths would quench earlier. They could deal with these little wiggles.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bladesmiths, stop working. Your forging window is now closed.
That was intense.
I'm happy. The knife is done. It's kind of straight. I hope I got it there.
Bladesmiths, in this first round of competition, we asked you to take high-carbon steel and wrought iron, which cannot be hardened, and combine them into a signature blade of your own design. Chad, it's time to present your blade to the judges.
Overall, cool concept. Like the look of it. You did that last-minute quench, and you got a heck of a warp.
Very ambitious to put the integral guard in a first-round challenge. It's the first of its kind that we've seen. It's got that on guard with a V guard. Want to fight with it. Very nice.
Thank you.
Bert, please present your blade to the judges.
I love the design. It looked like you had a plan from beginning to end.
Glad it looked like that from your side.
Watching you work, it was like a master craftsman doing a great, beautiful painting.
Kevin, please present your blade to the judges.
Well, Kevin, you did a cut and stack, giving us multiple layers and a pattern weld. A couple issues here to work on, but bold plan.
Thank you. With that pattern moving through there, how much hardened steel do we have on that edge? Because we all know a knife that won't hold its edge is a paperweight.
Aaron.
When you started having your delamination problems, I was really hoping that you just peel those layers back and reset them, but you gave us a finished blade. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, we've all been there. Actually, I'm kind of seeing a really neat pattern in that blade.
Probably abstract.
Yeah, you know, actually, it feels good in the hand.
Well, Bladesmiths, the judges need some time to make a decision. Thank you.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start with Chad's blade.
Chad's blade, design-wise, there's a lot more comfort in stabbing through and chopping.
But he looks like he wants to cut something with it already.
But then again, because of heat treating last minute there, you've got that potato chip going over there, curved, a lot of meat to work on.
Chad could heat up the back spine, straighten that out. He's just got to work careful if he gets to the second round.
Let's go ahead and move on to Bert's blade.
The execution was closest we've ever seen to flawless in the first round.
I love the spine. I love the design of the fin. This is going to be a beautiful blade.
Let's move on to Kevin's blade.
The pattern, really ambitious. It's a big risk. We have no idea how that pattern lines up with that edge. Kevin might have wrought iron and not have a hardened edge.
There's wrought iron on that edge, there's no doubt.
Last blade is Aaron's blade. Jay?
Again, we got the same issue. We don't know if there's hard steel on the edge.
You know what I noticed? You picked a piece of metal out of a different railing.
Yeah.
I wonder what that had to do with it.
What about length?
From tip to shoulder, we're only at 11 and a half.
Okay, judges, Have you made a decision?
Yeah.
Let's go tell our smiths. Bladesmiths, the judges have examined your work and they have made a decision. Aaron, you did not make the cut.
Aaron, today wasn't your day.
It was not my day.
You did charge forward, gave us a hardened blade, but we have delamination on the blade, and you didn't meet the length parameters. Those things combined, we had to let you go.
Aaron, please surrender your blade.
I'm truly frustrated that it didn't work out for me. It's what I do, and I do it well. I'm a talented, skilled craftsman, and I guess I busted under pressure.
All right, bladesmiths, your blades have been tempered, but now it's time to turn them into fully functional weapons by crafting and attaching a handle from the range of materials provided to you. You will have 3 hours to accomplish this task. You can use that time to address any flaws or issues that were identified in your blades. After the 3 hours has elapsed, your finished weapons will be tested in chopping and stabbing paint cans and slicing through tatami mats. Good luck, bladesmiths. Your time starts now.
My strategy going into round 2 is just to keep my eye on that clock. I want to give myself no more than an hour to get the blade completely finished ground, not including the handle. If I don't grind this knife down the center, the hard steel core is not going to line up on the edge. It's not going to hold an edge. The edge is going to be very soft, and it's going to roll over when they cut something with it. So I need to make sure that that hardened core is lining up right on the cutting edge.
He's got a really nice pattern on there, but there's wrought iron coming down to the cutting edge. That's going to cause a problem with the edge retention.
I have to make sure I don't have any wrought iron on my edge. That's why I keep going back to the edge.
Chad needs to straighten that blade out. If he's going to try and grind it straight, the concern with that is he's going to either end up with a blade that's still got a bend in it, or a very thin, delicate blade that's not going to hold up to the testing.
I'm a little concerned about my warp. The judges don't think I can fix it. I might be eliminated. I'm very worried about that.
For the handle materials, I'm looking for something that's natural because I would really like to burn my tang on. I want it to be long and I want it to be wide enough. Outside bat for this, I really don't care what wood it is. So I'm looking around and then I spot in the back the little axe handle that's sitting there. I'm just gonna take this and put that sucker on. It may not be the prettiest thing, but it'll work. I wanted to put a metal guard on and a cross behind top, paracord and super glue. That'll work for me.
The fact that Kevin's abandoned his guard is a little worrisome.
A little.
1 hour, bladesmiths. You have 1 hour remaining.
My handle should be pretty easy to make. The plan is to use sandbar stag. The bottom inch, I'm using a different type of horn. Everything's good to go. Now I just got to put that 1 little inch of antler on the bottom. Everything's falling into place, just beautiful. And then I go to peen it. Bam! It just cracks and falls all apart. Oh. Broken. There's no saving it. What do we do? That ain't gonna look good. This could be it for me. I could be done. My deer horn handle cracks and falls all apart. Oh. There's no saving it.
Chad actually did break his antler.
If that antler's not supported underneath, you can get those things to crack.
It's a hard material, but ain't rock solid.
Oh, what's the cheap way?
45 minutes, bladesmiths.
If I don't get this handle done, I could be going home.
Oh my God. I can't help but laugh. I mean, can you see Chad? He's slathering that epoxy all over.
I grab some paracord, grab some epoxy, and I just fill in the gap with a bunch of wraps.
It won't slide out of my hand.
No, it's gonna be stuck to it.
Took some of my grinding powder, threw it on there, and man, it doesn't look too bad.
He's just smiling right now.
It ain't pretty.
There's a curve and a flare to the back end of my handle on the tang, and none of this material is wide enough to actually fit on the knife.
I've given myself a few minutes to see if I can figure out a way that's not going to take me forever, where I can basically splice these two pieces together in a way that looks good. I'll grind the handle down skinnier if that doesn't work.
20 minutes, bladesmiths. You have 20 minutes remaining.
I get the handle done, I got 5 minutes left, and I realize I still got to sharpen this knife.
We have not seen this.
Bert's actually flipped the belt over so the paper side is out, and he's putting buffing compound on it, and he's using it as a fine strop. If you don't have a leather belt, it's a trick you can do in an emergency.
And that'll just put a polished edge on it right at the end.
I'm happy because the pattern looks good. I'm happy with it. It's unique. No one else has it going on in their blade. But dipped it into the ferric, got it wiped off as best as I could in the water, and then I went over to grab some Windex, and boom.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bladesmiths, stop working.
I wish I had an extra 10 seconds. The only thing I'm anxious about is if you don't stamp out ferric chloride well enough, it's gonna rust your blade.
All right, fellow bladesmiths, this is a strength test. What I'm gonna do is take each of your blades and do a thrust and downward slice on one paint can, and then a downward chop on the second. Chad, you're up. Let's have some fun.
My blade, it doesn't look pretty, but this is for cutting.
No problem going through the paint can at all. It's a little awkward. We still got a bit of that warp in there, so getting that thrust in was a little tricky, but it held up. Good job. Bert, you're up next.
One thing I'm really unsure of on that knife is I just wish that heat treat would have been better, so I'm a little bit hesitant about that.
Very nice, Bert. Punctured nicely. It's a comfortable handle, the good grip on it. Was able to get a good strike on the chop. The edge held up very nicely. Kevin, you're up. Let's cut cans. We don't have a fixed guard, so I'm gonna put the blade stops on to protect my fingers from sliding up onto that edge.
Okay.
Ah. All right, Kevin. The blade is not in alignment with the handle, so when I went to thrust into the can, the point wasn't going where it was supposed to. Got a lot of handle here, too. But the blade held up. Good job.
Thank you.
Now we're gonna move on to the sharpness test with Doug.
Okay, Smiths, I'm gonna take your blades and I'm gonna slash you these rolled up tatami mats. If your blade held its edge, it should just cut